And hello, everyone, and welcome back to Warren's Team Talk. I hope that you're all well. Let me just get rid of that for you. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, hi, everyone. I hope you're all well. Thank you very much for coming to join me for Warren's Team Talk. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you episode 4 of my series, Scotland's Most Successful Football Club. We're now on episode 4, and in this episode we're going to be looking at Thornliebank FC, Hibernian A FC, St Mirren A FC, Heart of Midlothian A FC, Dundee A FC, and Clydesdale FC, and Clyde A FC. Nearly forgot them. Sorry, Clyde A. I hope you're not taking too much offence to that. Anyway, so we're going to look at all those clubs, look at what success they've had down the years. Some of these clubs are no longer in existence, sadly. But nonetheless, they had some success while they were in existence. So they rightly take their place in the Hall of Fame, if you want to call it that, or the Warren's Team Talk Scottish Most Successful Football Club league table. And we're going to find out all about them. But before we get started, can I please ask you to put a like on the video? Please ask you to share the video around with as many different people as you can. And also to subscribe to my channel and make sure as well that you hit the notification bell. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button which says notifications, I think it is. If you click on that bell, it will make sure that you get told by YouTube anytime that I upload a new video. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. It will help me to grow this channel and make it bigger and better, and help me to provide more quality content for you, which is what I want to do. I just want to make the quality of the videos much better. I want to make the information I give you a lot better and whatnot, and that will really help me to do that. So anyway, so if you want to help me with this channel, that's one way that you can do it. So anyway, enough of that, and let's get on with the show. So like I said, this is episode 4, and let's get on with it. So we're going to start today talking about Thornliebank FC. Now, Thornliebank FC, there you can see, that's where they're located, just down there. I think you can see a little red cross. That tells you roughly whereabouts in Scotland they were situated. And they managed to get 130 points in the Scotland Most Successful Football Club league table. They were positioned in 60th equal position, and the club performed in 1875. And they stayed in existence for just under 30 years by the looks of it. So they stayed in existence till 1907, and then during their existence they played at 3 grounds. The last of which was a place called Thornley Park, and they played in a number of different kits. The last of which was a kit with black and white hoops. And some of it's quite interesting because when I was while I have been, because I haven't finished yet making all the episodes, and I just do the episode and then put it on. I haven't done all the episodes and they're all sitting there waiting to go out. I do one, I then post it on YouTube, and then I'll move on to the next one when it's time to do the next one, because I'm juggling a number of different series at a time at the moment. But what I found the only thing I found quite difficult with this is finding out information about some of these clubs that were in existence right at the beginning of the history of Scottish football, like this one, for example, Thornliebank. I wasn't able to find a club crest. I wasn't able to find any information or pictures of like them playing or team groups or their kits or anything. This one was really, really, really elusive. I was beginning to wonder even if they ever actually existed. But yeah, so if anyone out there knows of anywhere where I can get information about these clubs, particularly those, like I say, that were in existence like towards the end of the 19th century and early part of the 20th century, I'd be really, really grateful. I really will, because it would be really helpful for me. So yeah, if you know anything like that, please just drop me a line or put a comment in one of the videos. I'd really appreciate that. The way you can contact me is to email me at Warren's Team Talk. The email address is Warren's Team Talk at outlook.com, or you can just put a comment in the video. That'll be absolutely superb. So, moving on. Now, they were Thornley Bank were runners-up in the Scottish Cup in 1879-80 season, and when they played Queen's Park at the now abandoned Cathkin Park Stadium, where they lost by 3-0 to Queen's Park. If you're interested in finding out more about Cathkin Park, I can suggest a really good YouTube channel. It's called Footy Adventures. It's a young English guy who lives in Scotland, and he goes around all over the place watching Scottish football matches. And he went to Cathkin Park one day and did a brilliant video about Cathkin Park. So I can thoroughly recommend it. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description of this one, so you can have a look at it if you want to find out more about Cathkin Park. Yeah, in this picture here, you can see that some of the stadiums still exist to this day. So yeah, go and check it out. It's really, really cool video. Anyway, so yeah, Queen's Park beat Thornley Bank 3-0 in the 1880 Scottish Cup final in front of a crowd of just about 4,000 people. And what I was able to find was the lineup for that game that day. So they lined up, as a lot of sides did then, with a 4-0-6 formation. And in goal, they had Jay Cadden, 2 fullbacks by name of Jay Jameson and W. Marshall, and then 2 halfbacks, which were A. Henderson and Bill McFetteridge. And then the forwards were A. Clark, A. Brannan, W. Anderson, who was the captain, D. Wham, T. Brannan, and A. S. Hutton. So that was their lineup for the day. And like I say, they lost by 3-0 to Queen's Park. And yeah, so that's all I can really tell you about Thornley Bank, unfortunately. So the next team we're going to talk about is Clydesdale FC. And what a kit. I absolutely love that kit. Look at it. It's wild. All those multicoloured stripes and whatnot. I just think it's amazing. I really do. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, Clydesdale FC. Now, here you can see, as I do with all of these clubs, I show you roughly whereabouts they're located. And the little X donates roughly more or less where they were located. And the club history of Clydesdale FC. Right, so let's get on with that. Now, in the Scotland's most successful club table, they got 130 points and they finished 60th equal. They were formed in 1872, and the club during the 1870s were linked to Clydesdale Cricket Club, which is why they played their home games in Clydesdale Cricket Club's ground. And here you can see a picture of the Clydesdale Cricket Club ground there. I guess that building in the back is the pavilion and whatnot. And in 1873, Clydesdale FC became one of the founder members of the Scottish Football Association. And then in 1874, Clydesdale broke Queen's Park immaculate defensive record. And they were also strong enough to defeat English side Notts County by 6-0. However, sadly, they were dissolved in 1881. So they were in existence for about 9 years. So again, and this is another club that I'd had a bit of bother trying to find information about, but I found more about Clydesdale than I did Thornley Bank, as you can see. Now, they were again, as Thornley Bank, they were runners-up once in the Scottish Cup when they were runners-up in the 1874 Scottish Cup final. They lost 2-0 to Queen's Park, and that game was played at Hampden Park in Cross Hill, and the game was attended by just over 2,500 people, and it was played on the 21st of March 1874. And in this picture you can see the current day site of that Hampden Park Stadium, which is now a bowls club. And you can see the back of the building there. It's got images relating to a famous game that Scotland played against England at that Hampden Park Stadium when they won by 5-1. So there you go. That's that. That day, Clydesdale FC, the lineup for that cup final, they played with a 2-2-6 formation, and their goalkeeper was a guy by the name of Robert W. Gardner, who was the captain. Then two defenders, which were David Wotherspoon and James McCarley. And then in midfield, they had A.H. Rayburn and Ebenezer Hendry. And then out front, they had Frederick Anderson, William Gibb, James R. Wilson, James J. Lang, John McPherson, and J. Kennedy. So that was Clydesdale FC. So now we turn our attentions to Clyde A FC. Now, Clyde A FC, there you go. That's where they're located. And they managed to accumulate 140 points. They finished 58th in the Scotland's most successful football club league table. And they were formed in 1877. Clyde A, or the Clyde Reserves teams, competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. Now, there were a lot of Scottish sides that had A sides that competed in the third tier of Scottish football at that time. So you'll probably see quite a lot of sides when we're doing this that appeared in that during that period in these league tables and so on. Now, during their period of competing, they managed to win honours in the third tier of Scottish football. They were champions twice in the 1949-50 season and then again in the 1950-51 season. And then they finished fourth in the 52-53 season and then again in the 53-54 season. Now, a lot of seasons in this period, there wasn't any promotion or relegation from the third tier of Scottish football. So that was why you would see that, why you can see that Clyde A won the league title in 1949-50 and then again in 1950-51. So the first of these two league titles here It was the 1949-50 season when they won the Scottish Division C South West League title. They won by a margin of 2 points from the nearest rivals, Rangers Glasgow 2 or A. And they scored that season a massive 115 goals, which was by far and away the biggest amount of goals scored in the league that year. And they conceded 43 goals, so a massive goal difference of 72. So there you go. They won the league fairly comfortably, really, that season. Although it was only by a winning margin of 2 points, but the goals scored was absolutely massive. And then the following season, the victory was far more comprehensive. They won the league title by 11 points from Ayr United reserve team, Ayr United 2 or A, depending on what statistical records you look at. And Clyde Glasgow A, that season they scored 82 goals and only conceded 37, giving them again another massive goal difference of 45. I mean, it's more than double their nearest competitor. The second place team had a goal difference of 17, and the one below them had one of 15. So comfortably the best team in the league that season. So yeah, there you go. That was Clyde A. Now we move on to Heart of Midlothian A. Now, this is the geographical position of Heart of Midlothian A. Those of you don't know, Heart of Midlothian, or otherwise known as Hearts, are based in Edinburgh. And if you've ever been to Edinburgh, you will notice there's these red currant coloured buses that go around the city. And I remember whenever I went to Edinburgh with my dad, he always used to say to me, "Yep, son, that's a Hearts bus." That's what he used to say. Yeah, so there you go. The Hearts buses are all over the city. So anyway, this video isn't about public transport in Edinburgh, is it? So let's get on with it. Now, their club history, in Scotland's most successful football club, Hearts A managed to accumulate 165 points. They finished 57th equal in the Scotland's most successful football club league table, and they were formed in 1874. And Heart of Midlothian A, or the reserve team, competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. Now, while they were competing, Heart of Midlothian A, they won one third tier championship. They were runners-up twice, and they finished fourth on 2 occasions. They won the third tier of Scottish football in the 1950-51 season, and they were runners-up in the 1949-50 season, the 1951-52 season as well, and then they finished fourth in the 1952-53 season and the 1954-55 season. Now, they won the Scottish Division C league title in 1950-51, and they won the league title that year by 1 point from Aberdeen A or Aberdeen 2, as it's stated here, well, depending on what statistical records you look at, as I've said before. And yeah, so that was they would have been very happy with that. 1 point over the Aberdeen A side as well. So that was Heart of Midlothian A. Now we move on to Dundee A. Now, Dundee A, this is where they're located. Obviously, they're connected, as all of these sides that have got an A appendage to them are they're connected to the parent club Dundee, and they're the reserve team of Dundee FC, and they managed to accumulate 165 points. They finished 57th equal in the Warren's Team Talk league table, and they were formed in 1893. And Dundee A, or the reserves team, competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. Now, during that period, they won one third-tier league championship. They were runners-up, which was in 1951-52 season. They were runners-up once in the 1946-47 season, and they finished third twice in the 1953-54 and the 1954-55 seasons. And then they also had a fourth place finish, which was the 1950-51 season. So if we look now at their league title, third tier league title success, that came in the 1951-52 season when they won the Scottish Division C North East league title. They won the league title with a winning margin of 3 points from Heart of Midlothian A, who we looked at earlier. And that season, in 30 games, they scored 94 goals, and which is an aggregate of more than 3 per game, which is very impressive going. And they conceded 46, which gave them a very healthy goal difference of plus 48. So, yeah, a very good season for Dundee A that year. Something they would have been very proud of, I'm sure. So now let's move on to Partick Thistle A. Now, Partick Thistle A, this is where they're based. They're based in a suburb of Glasgow called Maryhill, which is where one of my favourite players of all time, the one and the only Cheeky Charlie Nicholas, grew up. And they... Obviously, Partick Thistle A are connected to their parent club, Partick Thistle, and they managed to accumulate 170 points and finish 55th in Scotland's most successful football club league table. And the parent club was formed in 1876. And the Partick Thistle A, or reserve team, competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. Now, during their period when they were competing in the Scottish league system, they were champions of the third tier of Scottish football in the 1954-55 season. They were runners-up in the 1952-53 season and 1953-54 season. They finished third in the 1951-52 season, and they finished fourth in the 1950-51 season. So, and if we look now, we'll study their league title success from the 1954-55 season, when they won the Scottish Division C South West League title. They won the league title that season by 2 points from Glasgow Rangers 2 or Glasgow Rangers A. That season, from 24 games, they scored a massive 89 goals, which was by far and away the biggest haul of goals in the league. And they only conceded 36, which gave them a very healthy and commanding goal difference of plus 53, which was nearly double their nearest rivals, Rangers Glasgow 2 or A, who only managed a goal difference of plus 27. So, yeah, they did very well that season, and a very commanding league title success. So that's Glasgow, Partick Thistle A. Now we move on to Hibernian A FC. Hibernian A, they're obviously connected to Hibernian Football Club. Again, another side which is based in Edinburgh. But as far as I'm aware, there's no green buses that will go around the Edinburgh area. Who can have the nickname the Hibs bus attached to them. Anyway, although I may be wrong, now, but because I've never seen any green buses anyway. Now, in the Scotland's most successful football club competition, they managed to accumulate 175 points. They finished 54th in Scotland's most successful football club league table, and the parent club, Hibernian FC, were formed in 1875, and Hibernian A, or the reserves team, competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. So during their period when they were competing in the Scottish Football League system, Hibernian A FC were champions of the third tier in 1949-50. They were runners-up in the 1952-53 season, in the 1954-55 season, and also during the 1950-51 season of 1951-52 season, they finished third. So let's have a look at their league title success during the 1949-50 season, when they won the Scottish Division C South East League title, which was third tier of Scottish football. They won the league that season with a winning margin of 9 points from their city rivals, Heart of Midlothian A, by a total of 9 points. They also, from 30 games, scored a massive 125 goals, lost only one game, and conceded only 32 goals. So they had a whopping goal difference of plus 93, which by far and away the best in the league. I mean, their second place rivals, Heart of Midlothian A, I mean, their goal difference weren't too shabby either. I mean, they scored 91 and conceded 34, giving them a goal difference of plus 57. But it was nowhere as good as Hibernian's goal difference. So, yeah, very, very commanding victory for Hibernian A. So that's Hibernian A for you. So there you go. So yeah, that was episode 4 of Scotland's most successful football club. Now, please put, if you have any interesting stories about any of these clubs that I've spoken about today, please put a comment in the comments section. I'd love to hear more about them. And also, if any of you know where I can get information about some of these clubs that were in existence at the start of Scottish football in the end of the 19th century, beginning 20th century, I'll be really, really grateful. So please help me out with that, because I'm really struggling. I have to be honest. I really am. But other than that, yeah, if you've got any interesting stories you want to tell me about any of these clubs or any of the other clubs that I've covered so far in these first 4 episodes, please put it in the comments section. I'd be really delighted to hear any stories that you've got. And also, please don't forget to put a like on the video. Please don't forget to share the content around. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss out when I upload a new video. And thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to stay safe. please remember to look after yourselves and your loved ones and friends and family and all the rest of it. And remember, guys, please keep talking, and please remember to share some love and kindness around the world. That would be absolutely fantastic, because it's a difficult time at the moment for everyone. So let's just help each other, and together I'm sure we can beat it and get through it. So take care of yourself, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye for now.